If you don't record your script correctly, your load testing would be invalid. Should we include the embedded resource? Should we include the external embedded resource? How to extend Jmeter certification expiry period to 365 days. Follow me in this video. I guide you to record script correctly and easily. Okay, when you try to record your script, you often get this pop-up window. It says the certificate has duration validity of 7 days. That means you have to recreate the certificate after every 7 days. Now, let's take a look how to extend. Let's just close Jmeter. Then let's go to the Jmeter directory and go to the bin folder. Okay, let's find the Apache Jmeter temporary root ca.crt file. Usually we have another file with the same name but different extension .usr. So we need to remove this one. If we have the same name with usr extension, we also need to remove it. Also, we should find the proxy. Also, we should find the proxy server.jks file. So we need to remove it. Then we go to the property file, Jmeter properties. Let's open it. Then we can search the proxy.cert validity. Okay, this one. You can see the validity is 7 days, so we should remove the mark, remove the comment, and change the date to 365. Okay, then we save it. Then we extend the expiry period to 365 days. Okay, let's come to the Jmeter and create a thread group. Then we create a long test elements test script recorder. Okay, so the port is very important. We should configure the same port in Firefox. Okay, so we keep default value. Then we should give a domain name because I want to demo the recorder process based on this open source website. So I can copy the host name here and paste here. Then we should give the target controller the thread group that we created right here. Then we click start. Okay, so you can see the certificate has a duration validity of 365 days. Then we should go to Firefox. We can give the about reference. Then we can type proxy, go to settings. Then we should choose the menu, proxy configuration, give it a local host, and the port number is 8888. Then we can check this checkbox, also use this proxy for HTTPS. Okay, then we click OK. We should search the certifications, view certificates. We click import. Then we find the Jmeter folder where I installed the Jmeter. Okay, and the bin folder, we have this certification file. We just import it. Then be careful, we should check this. Trust the CA to identity website, then click OK. Then we get these certifications imported to the Firefox. So we just try if it works. Let's go to this website. Okay, so as you can see, we get okay, it works. So we can remove this one. I don't need it. So we can create a transaction controller. So we can rename it open home page. Then we create another one. Click login. Then we can go to the system. So we can refresh it. Okay. So we get these two requests. We can move it to the open home page. Then we give the username, admin, password, admin 123. Click login. Then we go to system and all the requests have been recorded. Okay, let me give you some important tips of recording a valid Jmeter load script. The first one, include embedded resource. Okay, what is embedded resource? Like this one. So when you go to the HTTP request sample, you go to the advanced tab, you can see there's a embedded resource from HTML files. Embedded resources are resource data required by the HTML page to be fully functional and loaded along with the page itself. So how about I check this one, retrieve all the embedded resource and parallel download number 6. Okay, let's try to do it. Let's disable this one first. Also, we don't need this one. We can create a listener summary repo. Then we copy this one. Okay, so we get to this one. We rename it embedded resource. And this one we don't check it. We don't check it. So let's write. So we should save it. Okay, so you can see we have two requests. One is with the embedded resource. One is without embedded resource. You can see the timing. The embedded resource take around 6 seconds, but this one without the embedded resource is very fast. This is the main point of why your test need to be included embedded resource referenced in the web page that are being hit by Jmeter request. This is what real browser do, and this is what Jmeter should be doing when it comes to web applications load testing. Otherwise, the results you are getting are not accurate. So please check the embedded resource in the sampler. So please check both these two checkboxes. Tips number 2. Don't record embedded resource calls. As I mentioned, the HTTP request, we should check the two checkboxes to trigger the embedded resource from HTML files. That's exactly the behavior that the browser takes. So the real browser acts as the following. First, one request to the main page, parallel request to all referenced embedded resource, like images, scripts, and styles. So all those static resources will be triggered automatically. So we don't need to record those embedded resources again while recording. So we should filter them out. So we can create another thread group and rename it to without embedded resource. Then we change the target controller to this one. Okay, we can go to the filter, request the filtering. So we can exclude. There's a URL patterns to exclude. So we can add like Okay, so we add these patterns here, so we can filter out some static resource we don't need it, or we call it embedded resource. Then we can record again. We just go back to the main page. We just copy. Admin 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got all these requests. Stop recording. As you can see, there's not any pictures or static files, right? You can compare. Okay. Then I'll copy these two patterns in the comments area. Then you can use in your script. Tips number 3. Don't include external embedded resource in your load test. Our testing always focus on our target application system. So we are not interested in other requests outside of the system. So we should configure Jmeter to execute calls to resource that live only in the target domain. So we can do it like this way. We go to the request and then go to the advanced tab. We should check these two checkboxes to trigger the embedded resource automatically. Then we should give some patterns to limit the request. I just copy the host name. Okay, so we got these patterns here. So when we click execute, all the outside requests will not be executed. Also, I'll copy this pattern in the comments so you can use it in your script. Okay, tips number 4. Add cookie manager is very important. The real browser do download embedded resource. However, on subsequent request, they don't re-download them. Rather, the resources are being returned from the browser's cache. Let me show you. Let's just open the Chrome and open the inspect. Let's go to the right corner, the setting button. We should check the preserve log checkbox. Then we can see all the logs here. Let's go to network and we can go to the Jmeter plugin site. So all the requests are triggering. Then we can refresh it again. Okay, you can see there are lots of requests. Get content from the disk cache, so it's not will be triggered again actually. So Jmeter testing needs to be handled this situation as well, or it will be creating hundreds of extra requests that don't happen in reality. So that's why it's very important. You need to add a HTTP cache manager in your test plan. So we need to add a cache manager here, and we can keep the default settings here. Then the HTTP cache manager represents browser cache and respects cache control headers. So Jmeter acts exactly like a real browser with regards to the handling embedded resource caching. Okay, we got our script recorded, but if you ran the script, you got some failures like this. The response code is 401. That means you are unauthorized to access the system. So next session, let's talk about the regular expression extractor to solve the token issue. Then you can log in successfully. This is Daniel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.